Other men respect other men because of how their wives are portrayed. But the gist of what I'm saying is that as men, how our wives are perceived out there starts with us. The access that our women allow other men to have to themselves is a reflection of how we treat them. Some women get into marriage expecting us men to form them and cultivate them. Even if we're sitting as men, and then we know that you're married, but we know that this guy, his wife doesn't respect him. This guy is careless. This man's an alcoholic. This man doesn't have a dream or a future or a vision for his own personal life. Amongst us men, we're not going to respect you. Welcome to the Conversations with me, Herald Kavuala. Now, I'm going to say something that might trigger a few men out there, but the way your wife behaves is a reflection of who you are as a man. Okay, so today I will be talking to husbands. And mainly because I feel like based on also my own personal experience, we are responsible for how our women behave out there. We're responsible for how easy it is to access our wives in our absence. And some men even in their presence. So your wife is a reflection of the man that you are behind closed doors. Other men respect other men because of how their wives are portrayed. If you as a man, as a married man, want respect amongst other married men, your wife is basically the person that acquires that respect on your behalf. How she carries herself, how she presents herself, will give you the respect that you're looking for amongst other men. I'm going to play a video now, and then I'm going to share my opinion and try to break down what it is that I'm trying to say a little bit more. Let's get to it.
How you conduct yourself in public as a married woman matters more than you think. Men understand that when people look at his wife, they are seeing a direct report of who the man is. Men can only honor a man based on how the wife looks like, based on her conduct, how she behaves, her character. Most men understand that he does not have to have the biggest pocket. He doesn't have to drive the latest car. As long as he has a woman that is a good report of his leadership, of his stewardship, he knows that he is going to be a man that is honored by society. So a lot of wives don't realize that your conduct in public sabotages your husband's reputation. You are like a walking CV of that man, because how you look, how you behave, how you are dressed, how you speak tells us who this man is, the kind of steward that he is. So it's not that your man wants to control you. It's not like he wants to tell you what to dress, how to speak. No, he understands that you are his reputation. So when a man starts telling you how to dress and how to speak and how to conduct yourself, he understands that he is cultivating you according to his own reputation. So every wife ought to be the husband's CV, walking CV. The man does not need to tell us that he's a great man. All we need to see is his great wife. So if your husband was encouraging you to start dressing a certain way, to start speaking a certain way, to start conducting yourself a certain way, I want you to understand it has very little to do with you, and it has everything to do with him, because that man is your head, and you ought to be a direct reflection of the kind of steward he is.
Now, obviously, this message is directed at women and how they should behave. But as a man, I believe it starts with us. We are responsible for how our women pan out. It starts with us in the household. If we, as individuals, have vision, have direction, that's going to rub off onto our woman. And I'm speaking now this as well of experience in a way. I believe in leading a household based off leadership and not based off management, right? What do I mean by that? You can't always be coming home as a man and expecting your wife to cook for you a certain time if you as a man are not living a life of discipline, right? I give a typical example with my own personal life. I wake up at 4:30. I get ready to go to the gym. I'm at the gym at 5. From the gym, I'm back home at 6:30 and I start working from there, right? And I work from 6:30. I probably have my lunch. I have my breakfast at 7. I have my lunch at 11 and I have my dinner around 5 o'clock p.m., right? That's my everyday routine, okay? It would make sense for me to come to my wife and be like, baby, so this is the situation. This is my routine, my daily routine. Can I have my breakfast made at 7? Can I have my lunch at 11? And can I have my lunch at 5? And this is regarding a stay home wife, right? On those grounds, I can request that. But if I as a man live a wayward life, where I'm neither here nor there, I can't expect my partner, my wife, to meet me at a certain standard. We are the ones to start off with her being able to represent us in the public eye, with her being able to be representative of who we are. If I am a disciplined man, that discipline should reflect on my wife. If I as a man expect other men to respect me, they need to respect my wife. Her image is my image. If I am dirty as a person, she is going to be dirty as a person. If I'm careless as a person, she is going to be careless as a person. Yes, we do have other women that already have a standard which they have set for themselves. And if as a man you don't meet up to the standard, they can easily walk away. But not every woman is like that. Some women get into marriage expecting us men to form them and cultivate them. Miles Monroe, the late Miles Monroe, always used to say, a woman is like clay in the hands of a man. We are the ones responsible for how they will shape up. We're responsible for how they will turn out to be. So if I'm expecting other men to respect me as a man, I need to start off by acquiring that respect from my wife. Because if my wife respects me, when she goes out there, she should not be easily accessible. She should not just easily speak about our marriage to other people. She should not just be she won't just easily be giving her numbers to other people and giving access to herself to other people, just like that. Because number one, she knows that this will bring shame to my husband, this will embarrass me and my marriage, and this will just make me look bad. But it starts with us. If she goes out there and she just gives the numbers freely, she speaks to other men freely, that's because there's no man in the house. That's because she knows that I'm seeking these validations because a man does not validate me in the house. We as men have a very important role to play in our household in terms of how our woman is seen. We are the visionary of the household. We are the ones that carry the vision, not our woman. My dad said this to me on my wedding day because my dad blessed my wedding day and my marriage. And he said that if a marriage is being run by a woman, if the woman is the head of the house, their marriage is cursed. So you can't, as a man, come and be like, oh no, my wife is uncontrollable. She does whatever she wants. That simply means that you as a man do not have that authority and that dominion in that household, and you have to seek for it. You have to claim it back. You are the one that's in charge in that marriage. Again, like I said at the beginning, you want to lead a marriage in a leadership manner, not in a management manner. You lead by example. My daily routine is that example. I live a daily life. I live a certain routine that my wife will have to follow. And that tool put her as well in a life of discipline because she knows my husband needs to eat at 7, he needs to eat at 11, and he needs to eat at 4. That now also puts her on the track of discipline. If I want my wife to dress a certain way, I also need to start dressing a certain way. I can't expect to dress a certain way and I'm dressing also clumsy, I'm dressing careless. It doesn't bring balance. At least that's what I believe in. Some men believe in management or they want to run the house as bosses. Okay, as my wife, you do this, and then I don't have to do this. I can do what I want to do. Sharp, that's how you choose to run your household. I do not involve myself in how men choose to run their household because I don't want anyone telling me how to run my household. I am open to advice, just like I am giving my opinion on how things can be done. But at the end of the day, it still comes down to my decision. If I feel like it's not going to work for the type of household I want, I'm not going to take it. But if I feel like it will enhance the vision that I have for my family, then most certainly I am welcome to advise. I am welcome to other people's opinions on how a marriage should be. But the gist of what I'm saying is that as men, how our wives are perceived out there starts with us. The access that our women allow other men to have to themselves is a reflection of how we treat them. There was a saying I came across here. I can't remember exactly who it was, but the lady asked the man, why do men get married if they're still going to cheat and be disloyal to their wives? And the man replied and said, men love the idea of being respected. And a married man with the wife, with kids, a stable home, gives the perception of respect, gives the perception of responsible men. And that's what we men are after. When men meet amongst other men, we want to be respected as men. We do not want to be belittled. In a group of men, no one wants to be looked at as the lesser man. And that's why even today, especially in African cultures, when we, in a group of men, and they're married men and a single man, the married man will typically get served food first. The married man will typically be given seats first. And the single man will be catered to after. Because the level of respect shoots up because you're married and because you've got kids. So that image alone for men is pretty important. But then again now, inside the house, we need to translate that same respect into our household. Our wives need to respect us in order for that image to be portrayed. Because even if we're sitting as men, and then we know that you're married, but we know that this guy, his wife doesn't respect him, this guy is careless, this man's an alcoholic, this man doesn't have a dream or a future or a vision for his own personal life. Amongst us men, we're not going to respect you. The woman might respect you because you're a man, but among us men, we're not going to respect you because we know you are careless, you are irresponsible, and you're just not worthy to be amongst us men. But if your wife has this certain demeanor to herself that when other men look at her and they respect her, that takes your respect as a man 7 times higher. Basically what I'm saying here is, men, let us treat our wives with the respect that we expect other men to respect us. Because then she will now take that and times it by 2, times it by 7. Again, Miles Monroe said this as well. A woman is a cultivator. If you take this seed and you give it to her, she will take that seed and she'll plant it. And she will make sure it grows. She'll water it. She'll give it the sunlight it needs. And it's going to grow. So if you men are full of, I almost just used the other word. If you men are full of nonsense, your wife is going to nurture that. And the rest of us men are going to see that. But if you men are disciplined, you are respectful, you dress well, you take of your hygiene, your wife takes that and makes it times 7. And when you go out there, other men will see that through her, without even you being there. They'll see that through you, through her. And that's it, man. I think as men, we just need to invest in our wives. And also, take care of them, love them, nurture them, and they will return all that to us times 7. Peace.